Welcome to a day in the Word. Today's reading is Genesis chapter 40 through Genesis chapter 42. Genesis chapter 40. Later, two of Pharaoh's servants did something wrong to Pharaoh. These servants were the baker and the man who served wine to Pharaoh. Pharaoh became angry with his baker and wine server, so he put them in the same prison as Joseph. Potiphar, the commander of Pharaoh's guards, was in charge of this prison. The commander put the two prisoners under Joseph's care. The two men continued to stay in prison for some time. One night, both of the prisoners had a dream. The baker and the wine server each had his own dream, and each dream had its own meaning. Joseph went to them the next morning and saw that the two men were worried. He asked them, "Why do you look so worried today?" The two men answered, "We both had dreams last night, but we don't understand what we dreamed. There is no one to explain the dreams to us." Joseph said to them, "God is the only one who can understand and explain dreams. So I beg you, tell me your dreams." So the wine server told Joseph his dream. The server said, "I dreamed I saw a vine. On the vine there were 3 branches. I watched the branches grow flowers and then become grapes. I was holding Pharaoh's cup, so I took the grapes and squeezed the juice into the cup. Then I gave the cup to Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said, 'I will explain the dream to you. The 3 branches mean 3 days. Before the end of 3 days, Pharaoh will forgive you and allow you to go back to your work. You will do the same work for Pharaoh as you did before. But when you are free, remember me. Be good to me and help me. Tell Pharaoh about me so that I can get out of this prison. I was kidnapped and taken from the land of my people, the Hebrews. I have done nothing wrong. I should not be in prison.' The baker saw that the other servant's dream was good, so he said to Joseph, 'I also had a dream. I dreamed there were 3 baskets of bread on my head. In the top basket, there were all kinds of baked food for the king, but birds were eating this food.' Joseph answered, 'I will tell you what the dream means. The 3 baskets mean 3 days. Before the end of 3 days, the king will take you out of this prison and cut off your head. He will hang your body on a pole, and the birds will eat it.' 3 days later, it was Pharaoh's birthday. He gave a party for all his servants. At the party, Pharaoh allowed the wine server and the baker to leave the prison. He freed the wine server and gave him his job back. And once again, the wine server put a cup of wine in Pharaoh's hand. But Pharaoh hanged the baker, and everything happened the way Joseph said it would. But the wine server did not remember to help Joseph. He said nothing about him to Pharaoh. The wine server forgot about Joseph. Genesis chapter 41. 2 years later, Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile River. In the dream, 7 cows came out of the river and stood there eating grass. They were healthy, good-looking cows. Then 7 more cows came out of the river and stood on the bank of the river by the healthy cows. But these cows were thin and looked sick. The 7 sick cows ate the 7 healthy cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. Pharaoh went back to sleep and began to dream again. This time he dreamed that he saw 7 heads of grain growing on one plant. They were healthy and full of grain. Then he saw 7 more heads of grain sprouting, but they were thin and scorched by the hot wind. The thin heads of grain ate the 7 good heads of grain. Then Pharaoh woke up again and realized it was only a dream. The next morning, Pharaoh was worried about these dreams. So he sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told these men the dreams, but none of them could explain the dreams. Then the wine servant remembered Joseph and said to Pharaoh, "I remember something that happened to me. You were angry with the baker and me, and you put us in prison. Then one night he and I had a dream. Each dream had a different meaning. There was a young Hebrew man in the prison with us. He was a servant of the commander of the guards. We told him our dreams, and he explained them to us. He told us the meaning of each dream, and what he said came true. He said I would be free and have my old job back, and it happened. He also said the baker would die, and it happened. So Pharaoh called Joseph from the prison. The guards quickly got Joseph out of prison. Joseph shaved, put on some clean clothes, and went to see Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream. No one can explain it for me. I heard that you can explain dreams when someone tells you about them. Joseph answered, I cannot, but God can explain the dream for you, Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, in my dream, I was standing by the Nile River. 7 cows came out of the river and stood there eating the grass. They were healthy, good looking cows. Then I saw 7 more cows come out of the river after them, but these cows were thin and looked sick. They were the worst cows I had ever seen anywhere in Egypt. The thin, sick cows ate the first healthy cows, but they still looked thin and sick. You couldn't even tell they had eaten the healthy cows. They looked as thin and sick as they did in the beginning. Then I woke up. In my next dream, I saw 7 heads of grain growing on one plant. They were healthy and full of grain. And then 7 more heads of grain grew after them, but they were thin and scorched by the hot wind. Then the thin heads of grain ate the 7 good heads of grain. I told these dreams to my magicians, but no one could explain the dream to me. What do they mean? Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, these dreams have the same both of these dreams have the same meaning. God is telling you what will happen soon. The 7 good cows and the 7 good heads of grain are 7 good years. And the 7 thin, sick looking cows and the 7 thin heads of grain mean that there will be 7 years of hunger in this area. These 7 bad years will come after the 7 good years. God has shown you what will happen soon. He will make these things happen just as I told you. For 7 years, there will be plenty of food in Egypt, but then there will be 7 years of hunger. The people will forget how much food there had been in Egypt before this famine will ruin the country. It will be so bad that people will forget what it was like to have plenty of food. Pharaoh, you had 2 dreams about the same thing. That means God wanted to show you that he really will make this happen, and he will make it happen soon. So, Pharaoh, you should choose a wise, intelligent man and put him in charge of Egypt. Then you should choose other men to collect food from the people. During the 7 good years, the people must give them 1/5 of all the food they grow. In this way, these men will collect all the food during the 7 good years and store it in the cities until it is needed. Pharaoh, this food will be under your control. Then, during the 7 years of hunger, there will be food for the country of Egypt, and Egypt will not be destroyed by the famine. This seemed like a very good idea to Pharaoh, and all his officials agreed. Then Pharaoh told them, I don't think we can find anyone better than Joseph to take this job. God's spirit is in him, making him very wise. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, God showed these things to you, so you must be the wisest man. I will put you in charge of my country, and the people will obey your commands. I will be the only one more powerful than you. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I now make you governor over all Egypt. Then Pharaoh gave his special ring to Joseph. The royal seal was on this ring. Pharaoh also gave Joseph a fine linen robe and put a gold chain around his neck. Then he told Joseph to ride in his second chariot. Pharaoh's officials said, let him be the governor over the whole land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh said to him, I am Pharaoh, the king over everyone in Egypt. But no one else in Egypt can lift a hand or move a foot unless you say he can. Then Pharaoh gave Joseph another name, Zaphenath-Paneah. He also gave Joseph a wife named Asenath. She was the daughter of Potiphar, a priest in the city of On. So Joseph became the governor over the whole country of Egypt. Joseph was 30 years old when he began serving the king of Egypt. He traveled throughout the country of Egypt. During the 7 good years, the crops in Egypt grew very well. Joseph saved the food in Egypt during those 7 years and stored the food in the cities. In every city, he stored grain that grew in the fields around the city. Joseph stored so much grain that it was like the sands of the sea. He stored so much grain that it could not be measured. Joseph's wife, Asenath, was a daughter of Potipharah, the priest in the city of On. Before the first year of hunger came, Joseph and Asenath had 2 sons. Joseph named the first son Manasseh. He was given this name because Joseph said, God made me forget all the hard work and everything back home in my father's house. Joseph named the second son Ephraim. Gave him this name because he said, I had great troubles, but God has made me successful in everything. For 7 years, people had all the food they needed, but those years ended. Then the 7 years of hunger began, just as Joseph had said. No food grew anywhere in any of the countries in that area, but in Egypt, people had plenty to eat because Joseph had stored the grain. The famine began, and the people cried to Pharaoh for food. Pharaoh said to the Egyptian people, Go ask Joseph what to do. There was famine everywhere, so Joseph gave the people grain from the warehouses. He sold the stored grain to the people of Egypt. The famine was bad in Egypt, but the famine was bad everywhere. So people from the countries around Egypt had to come to Joseph in Egypt to buy grain. Genesis chapter 42. During the famine in Canaan, Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt. So he said to his sons, Why are you sitting here doing nothing? I have heard that there is grain for sale in Egypt. Go there and buy grain for us so that we will live and not die. So 10 of Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy grain. Jacob did not send Benjamin. Benjamin was Joseph's only full brother. Jacob was afraid that something bad might happen to Benjamin. The famine was very bad in Canaan, so there were many people from Canaan who went to Egypt to buy grain. Among them were the sons of Israel. Joseph was the governor of Egypt at the time. He was the one who checked the sale of grain to people who came to Egypt to buy it. Joseph's brothers came to him and bowed before him. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but he acted like he didn't know them. He was rude when he spoke to them. He said, Where do you come from? The brothers answered, We have come from the land of Canaan to buy food. Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not know who he was. Then Joseph remembered the dreams that he had dreamed about his brothers. Joseph said to his brothers, You have not come to buy food, you are spies. You came to learn where we are weak. But the brothers said to him, No, sir, we come as servants. We have come only to buy food. We are all brothers. We all have the same father. We are honest men. We have come only to buy food. Then Joseph said to them, No, you have come to spy on us. And the brothers said, No, sir, we come as servants from Canaan. We are all brothers, sons of the same father. There are 12 brothers in our family. Our youngest brother is still at home with our father, and the other brother died a long time ago. But Joseph said to them, No, I can see that I am right. You are spies, but I will let you prove that you are telling the truth. In the name of Pharaoh, I swear that I will not let you go until your youngest brother come here. One of you must go back to get your youngest brother while the rest of you stay here in prison. Then we can prove whether you are telling the truth or not. If you are not telling the truth, then by Pharaoh I swear that you are spies. Then Joseph put them all in prison for 3 days. After 3 days, Joseph said to them, I am a God-fearing man. Do this, and I will let you live. If you are honest men, one of your brothers can stay here in prison, and the others can go and carry grain back to your people. But then you must bring your youngest brother back here to me. Then I will know that you are telling the truth, and you will not have to die. The brothers agreed to this. They said to each other, We are being punished for the bad thing we did to our younger brother Joseph. We saw the trouble he was in. He begged us to save him, but we refused to listen. So now we are in trouble." Then Reuben said to them, "I told you not to do anything bad to that boy, but you refused to listen to me. Now we are being punished for his death." Joseph was using an interpreter to talk to his brothers, so the brothers did not know that he understood their language. He heard and understood everything they said, and that made him want to cry. So he turned away and left the room. When he came back, he took one of the brothers, Simeon, and tied him up while the others watched. Joseph told the servants to fill the bags with grain. The brothers had given Joseph the money for the grain, but he didn't keep the money. He put the money in their bags of grain. Then he gave them what they would need for their trip back home. So the brothers put the grain on their donkeys and left. That night, the brothers stopped at a place to spend the night. One of the brothers opened his sack to get some grain for his donkey, and there in the sack he saw his money. He said to the other brothers, "Look, here is the money I paid for the grain. Someone put the money back in my sack." The brothers were very afraid. They said to one another, "What is God doing to us?" The brothers went back to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. They told him about everything that had happened. They said, "The governor of that country spoke rudely to us. He thought that we were spies. We told him we are honest men, not spies. There are 12 of us brothers, all from the same father. But one of our brothers is no longer living, and the youngest is still at home with our father in Canaan." Then the governor of that country said to us, "Here is a way to prove that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me. Take your grain back to your families. Bring your youngest brother to me. Then I will know if you are honest men or if you were sent from an army to destroy us. If you are telling the truth, I will give your brother back to you. I will give him to you, and you will be free to buy grain in our country." Then the brothers started taking the grain out of their sacks, and every brother found his bag of money in his sack of grain. When the brothers and their father saw the money, they were afraid. Jacob said to them, "Do you want me to lose all my children? Joseph is gone, Simeon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin away too?" But Reuben said to his father, "Father, you may kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. Trust me, I will bring him back to you." But Jacob said, "I will not let Benjamin go with you. His brother is dead, and he is the only son left from my wife Rachel. Rachel, it would kill me if anything happened to him during the trip to Egypt. You would send me to the grave, a very sad old man." Thank you for joining A Day in the Word Bible in a Year series. Please subscribe, comment, like, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell. Until next time, shalom.